guys!
Hey guys!
Today we are going to 2 music festivals.
We're going to find out who's involved, where they're being held, and why they're making such a splash in modern Vietnam.
And we meet the guys who run them and find out the reasons why everybody likes them.
Yeah, I absolutely love when they can get the music and the art to come together in these really fantastic events.
And yes, we also try some edible cups and some delightful dishes from Da Nang.
But before we get started, we're going to meet a fantastic new band called Windrunner, who are really making a splash in Vietnam with their ear-breaking new sound.
Those guys really rock the Quest Music Festival.
So let's go?
Oh yes, let's go.
Hey Dương and Windrunner, can you tell me a little bit about the metal scene in Vietnam?
The heavy music scene in general in Vietnam been growing rapidly. We have many great bands playing in all genres of music. The heavy music is really new in Vietnam. This is quite a positive sign for us to hope for a bright future.
How long have you guys been playing together now?
As a band, we only have been together for almost a year. We were in 2 different bands before this, MUI and Alive Inside. We just kind of merged and became a new band.
Hardcore metal bands, usually fronted by big guy, maybe with a beard, lots of tattoos, things like that.
Yeah.
Do you ever get people who are surprised when they see you come out onto stage and start the performance?
A lot, a lot, almost every time. When they go on the stage and set up, our guitarists and bassists and drums, they are setting up and people down the stage are like, what the hell? A kid on stage? You gotta be kidding me, right? People are not like really expect that a little girl looks like a secondary school girl can scream. And when I scream, people are like, oh, wow, really?
So when you're practicing at home, you're just sitting in your room screaming?
Actually, I was very quiet practicing the screaming. The most important thing in screaming is just breathing, learn to breathe right.
You've recorded the EP. For you, in terms of performance, what's the most enjoyable part for you? Why is performing so important to you as a band?
Metal and hardcore music, I think it's much more about the performance because there's this, connection with the audience. Yeah, it's hard to get from other kinds of music. Like, you go into a show and you know that's where you belong. That's the feeling and the energy and the emotions.
So have you ever had a bad show?
Luckily, we haven't had any too bad show like people throwing things on it. No, not people never throwing things on it. But the audience always by our side.
You guys have been playing for just over a year now. Where do you see the future of Windrunner?
Vietnamese people getting more open-minded. Right now we're working on our full-length album. We're hoping to tour around Vietnam and also the Southeast Asia region sometime soon next year.
Well, thank you, Dương and Windrunner. Thank you so much for being with us today. I can hear that there's a very bright future for the scene and metal in Vietnam, and wish you the best of luck with your EP and the forthcoming album. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
So we are here at An Nam Quán for very delicious and special dishes from central Vietnam.
You hungry? Yeah, I could definitely eat now.
Okay, so here the food is. Dan, do you know what it is?
If I'm honest, no, I don't know what it is.
So this is jackfruit salad.
Usually the jackfruit's kind of a big yellow color.
This is a green one. They have jackfruit,
Sure.
they minced it, and they also have the shrimp, as you can see. They have some meat inside.
Right.
They also have peanut and some kind of herb. And they put some spice with fish sauce.
When they cook it up?
Yeah.
I'll let you show me first, if that's all right.
I'm gonna crack.
Great. So get the salad on first.
Yeah. If you want spicy, you can dip it.
Dip it in there?
Yeah, or you can take it, take the sauce.
Go ahead first. Cheers.
Very yummy. But it's very nice. Fruit, meat,
Sure.
and shrimp. Everything.
Looks very fresh, right? So would you usually eat a dish like this in Saigon?
No, we don't.
No.
So this is special food from the central of Vietnam. So Dan, what I've been waiting for is here.
It looks amazing.
This is the fish with the fillet. They wrapped it into the banana leaf and then they
Right.
grill it.
So, all right, so we got inside our little packages here. All right, so let's try a piece. Amazing. So delicious, so good.
Very fresh, yeah?
Yeah, really, really fresh.
Herbs. This is the special Dana sauce.
It's pretty strong, but it's really good.
This is very special here. They call it chicken on the bamboo tray.
Chicken on the bamboo tray, okay.
Yes, this is sticky rice and some green onion. And this is gỏi, which is salad. Okay, so let's try the gỏi first.
Yeah, let's try some salad.
Yeah, Vietnamese salad. Very fresh. I'll try the egg. Yummy, yummy.
good.
I want to try the grilled chicken as well.
it looks great. Thank you, Ngi, so much for introducing that restaurant to me.
You're welcome, Dan.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Should we get moving on to the next part?
Sure, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Oh yeah,
Cheers.
here. Yeah.
So, guys, if you've ever got time to come, these guys are bringing all of the best from Da Nang down into Saigon, so make sure you check this place out.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm from Canada. I'm going to Quest Fest.
Hi, I'm Fabienne from France,
And I'm Katie from Manchester.
and we're going to Quest Festival.
Bienvenue au Quest Festival Vietnam!
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Can you give me a little bit of an idea of what Quest is all about?
Quest is about innovation in music and arts, bringing together both Western, Vietnamese and generally Asian performers for a 3-day festival where people can really immerse themselves in something totally different.
Everyone kind of has different ideas of the best things at festivals. This is our first effigy, so like burning things you want to remember, things you want to forget. That's the thing that's been happening in festivals for a very long time. Outside of just Burning Man, and we have a very, very strong fire community here. It's been growing. Every year there's more and more connections with people living in Hanoi and people coming to Hanoi, and you've obviously got Singapore and you've got Bangkok. And then Hanoi and Saigon are really on that Southeast Asian map. Just from my honest perspective, I've never seen a group of people, a nationality of people, they pick things up so well. What they're doing at the moment is fantastic, and Hanoi is really resonating with that, yeah.
It's a pretty unique venue. How did that place get chosen as the place where you put the thing together?
It basically started with some people went camping there. They thought it was a beautiful place and a festival. From that idea, we had our first event, which was about
250.
250 people.
And this year?
We've just had 2,000.
Initially, Quest is very different to other things which they might have experienced. Vietnamese have been really, really curious about what we've done. So a large part of our challenge is to show people what is a festival, what do you experience here.
My name is Tâm. I work as a marketing coordinator for Quest, and welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Quest Festival. We're really excited. We've gone big this year.
when I walk around the site. There's so many things which are happening. It's just great to come here and see everything coming together. Yeah.
We're asking people to get out of their comfort zones a bit too by camping, which is a pretty uncommon thing to do. There's plenty of large events here, but normally held within stadiums and you can go home, but here you go back and you're in a tent and you're in the nature.
It is an immersive experience and it takes a little bit of time to actually relax yourself into a festival, so camping is a really important element. How have you found the Vietnamese audience who have taken hold of that kind of idea?
They've been really responsive.
Really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos come out this time of people just having fun in tent.
Yeah, the first time in the Quest Festival. I actually really like this today. I just chilling out and sitting here music just from the sun stage. But maybe I had the chance to come to the main stage for tonight.
Great. MUI NE Music and Art Festival have amazed so many music fans, and I can't wait to talk to Rod, one of the organizers, to know more about it. Hello, Rod.
Hi, Nhi.
What inspired you in organizing the music festival?
I've lived in Vietnam for 18 years. I love music. I'm very passionate about the young Vietnamese scene, and I think what exists in music in Vietnam at the moment is not as diverse as it could be. So we want to create a platform for more diverse and interesting music and to hopefully inspire some young artists to make music, to improve the vibrancy and to improve the breadth of music that's available in Vietnam. You know, in fairness to the locals, they haven't really had the chance to experience much in the way of music festivals in Vietnam so far. Whereas a real festival is very diverse, it has different things happening, it happens over multiple days and multiple stages. So we're trying to create something in that genre that Vietnamese kids can identify with and hopefully appreciate and come back to.
So why did you choose MUI NE for the festival?
I really love MUI NE. I went there first 16, 17 years ago and fell in love with the place. I think it's quite unique. It's a very special location. It's got beautiful light. Just I've always had a feeling that MUI NE is a great place to build an artistic event. So very excited to do it there.
Can you tell me what kind of acts have you been getting on board for this?
More recently, we've had a lot of live acts. Yeah. Everything from death metal to hip hop, from space rock to folk, and space rock, and a lot of DJs covering all the electronic genres. Essentially, we've got a lot of talent. We've got the art community here, and the bands are really understanding. Generally, if there's new acts, we'll always try and provide a platform for them. The requirements are that they have to be something a bit different, away from the mainstream. We try to create a flow. We've normally got about 3 to 4 stages, and the rule is if there's one thing, say if there's techno going off on one stage, then the other stage should be playing folk, and then the main stage should be playing hip hop. It's not so much focusing on one area, it's that people can explore the festival by going to one place. If the music isn't to their liking, they can go somewhere else and there's something completely different.
Quest started as a very simple idea. We want this to become a local festival that actually has the spirit and the embodiment and let the local culture own it, and we support that. It grew from something so humble and so small, and it's become this amazing effort that is involved so many people. We have a whole team now that we engage to run this event, and it's a beautiful thing.
What are the challenges that you have to deal with when you organize the music festival?
You certainly need the support of the government, local government and authorities to understand what you're trying to do and to help you to make that happen. You need sponsors. It is expensive to do these things. We are living in a country with a very young, vibrant population. What we put on and what we do inspires some of these young artists to make more music. I hope that we provide some inspiration. The MUI NE Music and Arts Festival itself will be an annual event, so we'll do the same event this time next year. But it's a great location and we're keen to do more, so hopefully more regularly is the answer.
You've done a fantastic job this year. Can you give me a little idea of what's going to be coming up next year for Quest?
We tried a lot of new things this year. We had the cinema, we had the food program, we had an extra venue, the Rec Room, which was focusing on live music. So there'll be a lot of improvements made to to those venues. We'll be enhancing them and developing next year.
Musically too, we're very lucky because this time we had a big impact on the surrounding Southeast Asian countries. So we've got a lot of interest from big acts, still quite left field, who are wanting to come to Vietnam and perform, so we'll definitely have some big surprises.
Obviously, such an encompassing event. There's a lot of acts. It's going to cost a lot of money. Did you guys make a profit this year?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. No. But I mean, that's not what it's about. We're doing it for the love. When we make a loss, we actually have to pay out of our own pockets. But you know, every year everybody's reached in very happily, and we're ready to do it again every single time. The first point is the festival and what it provides for Vietnam. Second point, hopefully in the future we can make a little bit of money. Yeah.
Spicy. Oh, Dan's supposed to be here with me now, but I think he's so busy working on the spicy stories. So I think I should have a quick snack first. Don't tell him, okay? Oh wow, they have so many choices here. But firstly, I would like to take the most famous one. It is the eatable cup. This drink made the name of the shop even it's just open for 1 year. So this is the eatable cup. They made the cake into the cup shape, and after drinking all the drink inside this cup, you can really eat it. Here comes the second special dish. Thank you. This is called the rainbow cake. So as you can see, it looks like rainbow. This cake is very special because it was born on the day that the Americans approved the law that all LGBT can get married. Isn't it wonderful? And the message of this dessert is love wins. So let me try it now. At Monkey in Black, from 1 to 2 weeks, they launching new dishes, so you will always be surprised.
Spicy.
This powerful lady is a co-founder of Women's World magazine, and she is the one who also initiated very famous and popular magazines into Vietnam, like Her World, Cosmopolitan, Harper's Bazaar, and Esquire. Hello, Ms. Hương. Nice to meet you today. What was your motivation 20 years ago that you first established your magazine and media company?
Everything started very simple. At that time, I was working for a bank, but the bank is not for me. On the time, it is the rules and regulations. You have to write exactly like this, and you can't do it differently. After 3 years working for the bank, and I was so happy to find an opportunity to do something different. It all started with a guy who came here to Vietnam. He went to several people in the publishing industry and asked people the same question. Can we do a magazine? Everybody said no. And then one day, he came to the bank where I was working, VID Public Bank, and he was just kind of jokingly, he asked me, can we do a magazine in Vietnam? And I was so innocent, just like, why not? We can do anything we want. I think my only talent is that in whatever thing I do, I will like it. So I like numbers the same way as I like colors, as I like photos. You know, I'm a businesswoman. I have to work with numbers. I have to work with my accounting reports. And you simply can't say that I don't like the numbers. Then who look at them and who give the strategy to grow? The trick is that how to make yourself like everything you do. How to focus on everything you do. Then you will be successful.
And how do you see that the future of the print industry in Vietnam?
Somebody who are negative will say that the print industry is dying out. But for us, we say that the print industry is growing to the next level. The digital platform where they can read, they can enjoy, they can entertain themselves, and they can interact with the people who produce those content. So it's great. But digital platform cannot deliver certain aspects. For example, a beautiful fashion photo, when you watch it on the screen, it looks totally different from when you watch it in a magazine, on print. For us, anything artistic will stay with the print. So in this case, the two platforms are supporting each other. We are both online and in print. And in this case, people get the full value of the artworks we are delivering to them.
You're a businesswoman, you're an editor, you are a chairwoman of your company, and as well as a mom. So how's your day like?
I can only give you one word, tough. We only have only 24 hours. We don't have more than that. My problem is that whatever thing I see, I like it. And I want to do it.
So can you share some of the experiences and lessons that you think it could encourage the young Vietnamese women now?
Here in Vietnam, all the time, many women were complaining that we need to fight for equality. I think that men and women, we both have different roles in this life, and we support each other. Women are better in this, and men are better in that. So the two genders have to work together to support each other. So don't waste our time on fighting. Use our time on doing something usable, meaningful, then we would find our position in life.
In your life, like what have you been through that you think that is hardest lesson that you got?
Maybe I think I regret the most was that I didn't spend enough time on building a true love in my life. Maybe because you can only do one thing good. You can't do everything. So I focus too much on my business, on my works, on my achievements. My daughter is coming to the age where she would get married soon. And I told her, protect your love. Love, marriage, your man. Sometimes they're even more important than your business.
I will remember that too. So how do you think about the media is now driving the young people?
The media forever will drive the young people. We can change that fact. Because yes, the public would give a lot of voices. There will be millions of voices from other people. But each voice is tiny in that world. While the media people, we still have a better voice. For example, we are doing Harper's Bazaar Vietnam. When we franchise that magazine from the US, everything they need to know about ready-to-wear, about couture, about the faces in the industry. And then we organize events. We cooperated with various people, giving advices to the young people who want to play a role in the fashion industry. And when I look back at the last 5 years, I can see our strong influence on the market. There are more and more young people who want to join the fashion industry. We are organizing the Fashion Colloquia, a seminar organized by 10 most famous fashion universities in the world to discuss about the growth of the fashion industry in the world and in Vietnam, and let my international friends know that fashion is growing, it started, it is progressing, and then one day Vietnam would have its big name in the fashion map in the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll meet a beautiful wildflower in the music scene of Vietnam, singer-songwriter Long Lang, and see why so many travelers from around the world come to Vietnam for surfing. In our hot food segment, we'll serve you some special noodles from Vietnam, mì Quảng, and super fresh seafood from Da Nang. For our hot people, we'll be meeting the famous filmmaker Charlie Nguyen.